You've probably heard it said that the greatest gift we can give to our kids is a good marriage. I'll tell you, I'm a huge believer in that. But there's a reality behind it too, right? You see, it's not what we tell our kids about marriage that sticks with them. It's really what they see us do in our own marriages that really matter. Your kids are the one group of people that you can't deceive when it comes to your relationship. I know of couples that have the outward appearance of having a wonderful marriage. Ask any of their friends, and they'll tell you, oh, I wish I had a marriage as good as them. They are so good, they're wonderful, they're so much in love. But if you talk to their kids, you may hear there's a very different story. You see, there's very little respect, love, or compassion actually taking place in the home. Your kids are always around. While it may not seem like it most days, they're always listening. They see how you argue. They see how you deceive one another. They hear the remarks you make under your breath as you walk away from a conflict. And they see the things that you say to others about your spouse. They take it all in. And the reality is you are establishing the baseline or the norm for what they will perceive marriage as being and what they will replicate in their own lives one day. Now, I know of couples that believe in this, but they misinterpret what to do about it. So as a result, they refuse to argue in front of their kids, but they also refuse to show any type of affection to each other. It's as if they're teaching their children that the best that they can hope for in marriage is to one day live in a conflict-free zone with a roommate. Now, I'm not saying it's about putting on a show or consciously deciding to send out a given message. It's not about putting on anything. It's about focusing on and committing to having a healthy marriage. It's about being genuine and transparent. Personally, I believe it's a wonderful thing to argue in front of your kids, assuming that you've put in place and abide by some guidelines for conflict. No two people will ever agree on everything. Conflict is going to happen. And teaching your kids effective conflict is a tremendous lesson. When your kids watch you argue without calling each other names, when they see you focused on the issue and not on the person, and when they see you end up in a better place than either of you thought possible, you've taught them a tremendously valuable life lesson. Likewise, I'm a huge believer in flirting with your spouse in front of your kids. Kissing, hugging, even a little goose here and there is fine. Yes, you're going to hear comments like, ooh, gross, or get a room, but that shouldn't stop you. The reality is that when they see the two of you really in love, you're setting a tremendous example that they will one day seek out in their own lives. Focus on creating a great marriage, then live this out in front of your kids. You will find you are creating a culture and a behavior set that could carry on for generations.